talking ref.
You should have by now been rendered the rules true and clear.
Huh?
Let's see that driver.
Appalling taste.
Oh, I can see that. Whoa. Okay.
You know how it is. Some days you wake up and go, I think I'm gonna buy a bunch of plants. So you fill up the truck, and you drive home thinking about how beautiful it's all going to look. It's springtime, time for beautifying and getting your feet in the dirt. And then you remember how much work it really is to plant that many plants. But the clover you planted is already sprouting, and the dirt lawn is turning green. And with the addition of these plants, the property is gonna look pretty nice. You just have to find the time.
Okay, we want to turn this area in front of here, around that side of the porch, and this whole patch into a garden. It's all pretty overgrown. There's some nice stuff, like this is comfrey. There's some daylilies that we want to save and some small purple flowers. So I'm gonna save some of this stuff, pull it out of there. And also we gotta redo this little area right here because I think water's seeping in, so we're gonna reinforce that.
Mel, what do you see out there? Mel.
Oh, there's a pink sunset.
That's what he's watching.
Oh.
But there are other things in the queue, like reinstalling the freshly refurbished pistons that I had bent with my tractor a few weeks prior. And by golly, did it feel good to have the tractor back.
Everybody's ready, but I think we're gonna wait till tomorrow to start.
It's good to be hopeful, but sometimes tomorrow brings unexpected things. Like a few crates that showed up at the bottom of the driveway one day. And now, with my interest pulled towards the crates, I was distracted again from the flowers. And all the while, a very loud noise echoed through our woods. They were logging right up to our border, and it was going to change the way our land felt forever. And in the middle of all this, my brother flew home from out west for a quick few-day visit. Unfortunately, it was a little too dreary for summer-like river activities, and so we retreated to my studio and later to my shop.
Imagine like a nice beach top guitar, like electric guitar like that before they all...
Okay, bellowed Stewart, the old codger. You should have by now been rendered the rules true and clear.
Oh, in the smile of a salesman, I know you were. You wrote sketches on patches.
And we had a memorable night full of creation before our holy dinner spot send-off.
Wait, did you say this go around?
We did 15 plates, which wasn't bad, but we can do better. And we were lighting the wood stove in June, but we had run out of firewood in April, and so I started cutting more and wanted to get a head start on this year's woodshed too. But those plants were still staring at me at the top of the driveway. Oh well, at least the rain would hold them over until it was time.
It has been a rainy spring. As soon as June hits, in my head, it's summer, even though it's technically still spring, but past few weeks, past month has been rain. There's been some hot days for sure, but overall, rain, rain, rain. I've been wearing sweatshirts for the past month. And so anytime where it's not dreary and cold, you gotta take advantage of it. Like today, started out rainy, but then turned pretty nice. Did a few errands and came here to my parents' house to help them move some furniture. Some of that stuff had been there ever since I was a little kid. This thing's awesome. Yeah. Totally manual. You used to have like a wooden hand. You need it. Yeah. Most of it. Yeah. It's always good to see Lucy and Huddy. Man, Lucy is incredibly energetic. I think it was a deer she was chasing, but she must have ran halfway up this mountainside in about 30 seconds. Hudson's way older than her, and he still hangs with her. It definitely has to do with what they eat. They eat one of the best quality dog foods you can buy, which is Sundays for dogs. Sundays is human grade. Pick it up, hold it in your hand. It looks like real meat because it is real meat. There's 100% meat muscle, organs, superfoods, and 0 synthetic nutrients or artificial preservatives. It's one of the things that really separates Sundays apart, because when you think about really healthy dog food, you think about maybe preparing a meal from scratch or buying one of those pre-made meals that's either frozen or needs to be kept in the fridge. But look closer at the ingredients in those meals. They have all kinds of preservatives and synthetic nutrients. Even though they appear to be healthier, they do not match up to Sundays. And what completely sets Sundays apart is that while it's one of the healthiest foods you can get, it is by far the easiest to store and serve. It requires no special attention, and the reason that they're able to do this is because of the air drying process. It locks in the nutrients, it makes it shelf stable, and it makes healthy dog food easy. And right now you can get 50% off your first order of Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/trout or use code TROUT at checkout. The link is in the video description below. So thank you to Sundays for sponsoring this video, for keeping Hudson and Lucy healthy. And now back to the story.
And eventually, schedules would align with old friends, and even with a golden Eve.
After the cold and the rain, this drive down here to the valley.
This one is my meter and Thomas Glover, the pocket ref.
Venison and loaded dogs. That'll do you till morning. And to wake and see the sun again felt like a treat. Headed home early that morning from Mason's as another old friend was arriving with the sun to help me uncover whatever was in those crates from earlier.
It happened. Witches.
What do you think, Papa? Fragile, dry.
Yeah, that's just gonna get that cool pickup. We gotta get my social media going, Kyle.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Athletic stance.
Do you want your chaps?
May I have my helmet?
Strike it preemptively.
Macho. I'll wait until it's nearly unbearable and unfixable. And then I'll try.
He's like totally lost his winter. He gets
Lost
a beer.
his mind.
It's very interesting.
I'll never forget the cabin video when all of a sudden he's 30 feet up a tree. He's done it. He's finally gone too far. He's totally lost his mind. Crazy thing to say about a cat. Perfectly healthy cat.
Doing a normal cat.
Walking around. He's totally lost his mind. Yeah, I just am kind of standing around. Chatting. Hope they don't jack the box us.
I've heard that they do that from time to time.
One guy got one that was self-assembled. Got completely jacking the box by Metromax.
And by golly, is it not assembled one bit. But this is all sort of familiar.
It is.
Yes, I know it seems unlikely.
I would love to be coming up here. See that?
Seriously?
Coming up the driveway.
Does it have air brakes?
Nope. Hydraulic.
And Hunter had a very exciting project of his own that he was telling me all about.
That's perfect. And just park in the stone yard.
Right?
Like,
You could
have
sleep
a
there.
full house.
Roof deck, solar.
Oh my god.
It's funny. It's working through. I guess back it in.
That's exactly right. That is on the money. Oh no, is that thing still running? All right, yeah. Getting some good use out of this pickup.
Glad I got this thing. Oh, we never would have been able to do that. That's why the truck that sort of thing was a nightmare. Moving 4 pallets.
Well, they're extra large.
They're huge.
Quite enormous.
Was a complete nightmare.
Well, so if it's going to be 20 feet long,
I see what you mean by get it up off the
well,
ground.
we would need more pallets.
Right. Is it? Yeah, it's wide enough for the track.
Yeah, I think
Is it?
so.
No. Well, if it's 36 inches.
36, 38 and a half, but I don't even know what this is compared to the other one. That's 45 inches.
I don't think it'll start yet.
I don't even think we put oil in it.
That's the bigger thing. There's no gas.
Not gonna start.
Yeah.
That's like
It turns out the directions were almost non-existent, and so every nut and bolt went in and came out at least 3 times.
poster review. Great mill. Very challenging puzzle.
A good puzzle.
One of the best puzzles I've
What would you recommend to another person that's trying to build a sawmill?
I don't know that we could have done a lot differently with what we were provided.
I thought the contents would be assembled in one day, it would take a whole other day and another good old friend to help make it happen. But not without a break, of course. And the water was still quite brisk with the lack of sun.
It was good.
But you could smell the honeysuckle up and down the river.
How'd you do that?
The sign of mechanic contractors.
Mechanic?
No way, it's so funny.
Engraving everything.
Oh no, it's plastic?
No way.
That's plastic.
That's crap.
It's unreal.
And the times with friends were piling up, making it feel like summers of old. But there was still something wicked gnawing in the background.
This is the sound we've been hearing all day long. He just dropped a tree. It's so loud. He's right there. He's right on our border. He dropped one earlier that sounded like the entire forest was falling over. Just this whirring and whining all day long. It's absolutely horrible. I kind of want to tell you the whole story because it's been a wild ride, super stressful. The actual landowner is really cool, but he's not close to here and he hasn't been by in a long time. He agreed to put a buffer, to leave like 100-foot buffer. But the guys that are logging are just not abiding by that, and they're just coming super close. When we bought that land, it was so private. There was a 100-acre plot that ran along our back border, and I never thought we would see anyone there ever because it's so rural. I can't believe that this is happening because my land is no longer the same. The forest looks completely different now that they're going along my stone wall and decimating it. My land will never feel the same in my lifetime. I mean, they're taking down 50, 60, 70-year-old trees. Nothing you can really do. It's like they're within their right to cut the trees on their land, and they have a forestry plan and all this stuff. And I've talked to almost everybody involved and expressed how much this affects our life. This is our home, our forever home. We want to have one field and maybe a couple small meadows, but we want to have a lot of trails. And just when you're out in your own woods driving the trails and then you're next to this giant clear-cut forest, it's just not, it doesn't feel like when you bought it, you know, it's not as wild, it's not as rural feeling. Like when I clear my woods, I'm gonna be out there with a chainsaw cutting every tree myself, processing every tree in different ways for different things, milling some lumber on the sawmill, saving a ton for firewood, and just using every little thing. It's sacred. To cut a tree down is a sacred thing. And I mean, having to listen to this, like we film outside, that's what we do for our living. And I tried to express that to the forester and he doesn't care. He just looked at me and said, this doesn't affect your life, it's not your land.
And around the time the morels pop up, Allie's grandparents' hill needed weed whacking. And Allie's parents took us to dinner in the 57.
I am gonna be able to make beams out of this. We'll see how far up this rock goes. Where am I here? Yeah, the core is rotten. That's a shame. Well, I got it down. Now let's see how far up this rock goes. See if I can get any beams out of this. And I was eager to test out my new mill. But in my newbie excitement, I made a fatal error, which threw the rest of my cuts for a loop. And I learned that this milling was going to take a lot of practice. And after all that, it was time to plant the plants that had been sitting at the top of the driveway for a few weeks now.
That's the thing with dreams and goals. They always take longer than you think. But if the thing that's putting them off is time with friends and family, then let those dreams wait. Let the flow of life carry you along. Don't fight the current, swim with it.